could feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back, it's getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Put some bins all on your head like Jason Terry. Whoa. Rich and Millie cuss a Lambo. Known to keep the better bitches on commando. Every time I'm in my trap, I move like Rambo. Ain't a neighborhood in Philly that I can't go. For real. She said, oh, you rich. Bitch, I graduated, call me Big Fish. I got Lori Hurry on my wish list.
Welcome to today's episode of Two Sides of New York. Today we'll be talking about the college football playoffs, all the action of the NFL this week, including Antonio Brown's drama, and of course all moves that have been made in the MLB offseason so far this week. So let's get right into the college playoffs. And my Notre Dame got steamrolled by Clemson, and I am so happy that I didn't get my hopes up because I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, no, I tried to be positive for you, make you feel a little better, but, they got steamrolled. My man Lawrence with the Thor-like hair, he's going to be something. That guy is huge. He can sling it. He can run. Clemson just produces good quarterback after good quarterback, and it looks like it's going to be another NFL caliber quarterback coming out of college for them.
Yeah, he could throw the ball. He's a great thrower. Notre Dame was just overpowered. They couldn't stop him on offense. They couldn't get anything going. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer, but Notre Dame did not play a game at all. And another non-surprise was Oklahoma steamrolled by Alabama. Well, I don't know why steamrolled. Oklahoma did put up a little bit, but Alabama pretty much had it the whole entire game.
Yeah, they had it, but hey, they definitely put up a fight. They made it interesting, and Kyler Murray definitely showed off his skills.
Yeah,
I do think he's done. I think he's done. I saw him crying walking off the field, so I think that meant that was it.
Yeah, they made it interesting, and that's what you could really only hope for when you're playing against Alabama. And yeah, Kyler Murray's probably done. Gonna come play baseball. Gonna come make that money. Try to turn the A's into World Series champs. Maybe we'll get into more baseball. But yeah, it's gonna be a good game. I think Alabama's gonna come out on top, of course, but
I'm picking Clemson.
You really think so?
34-31, game-winning field goal, expiring seconds. But Alabama's going to be winning 28-7 at halftime. And it's going to be a big comeback.
Nick Saban is an absolute madman. Like, the way I don't know why anybody would want to go play there. The way he's just always yelling at players when they're winning. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
well, it's not ridiculous.
Spiking his
he's doing his job, but yeah. You think he's classless?
Nah, that's just Saban. That's Alabama. That's the South, They don't care about if it might be classless, but I don't think they couldn't care less.
Yeah, you definitely need something like that. He's on top of everything. He doesn't let anything slide, and that's why he's great. Because he's like that, and whether you like it or not, you got to respect it.
Did you see the defensive tackle when he was in an interview and he was saying something about Kyler Murray, and then you could tell he was like, if I say this, Saban's gonna kill me, and he just stopped talking.
Yeah, he didn't want any part of it. Like, oh, I'm already gonna be done for even mentioning his name.
He's just like, yo. So, alright, so Cross has Alabama. I'm going to go with the underdog, Clemson. I think it's just, I don't know. I just think that Oklahoma, they might have exposed Alabama a little bit. They had a lot of penalties.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. There's some, they put up a fight, and Clemson's definitely better than Oklahoma, so it'll definitely be closer, better game. Hopefully Clemson will come up on top.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Maybe it'll be reverse of script. Maybe Tua will have a bad game and Hurts will come in and win. That'd be crazy. I could see something like that happening. I honestly could.
Do you know if Hurts is I think he's staying, which I don't know why he'd do that. He could be a starter on almost any other team, but I think he's staying again. Hey, Saban knows. Saban's like, no, you can't have you leave because what if he goes to Georgia or something, and then now Georgia is right back up there as a contender.
Yeah, that's true, but you saw they lost the other night, so I think that proved that they were not a playoff team.
Yep. 3 losses, definitely can't have that.
All right, so is that going to wrap up the college football playoffs? That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right, so moving on to NFL Week 17, and I thought it was just a magical run. It was kind of like, this is the future. This game is the future, and then Dak Prescott makes the first good play in, 2.5 years, something like that. I couldn't believe it. And even when I was like, he got it. Cole Beasley. I hate Cole Beasley. He's like, to me, what Julian Edelman is to you. He's just such a pain in the ribs. Always catching everything, but I mean, yeah, you got to give it to Saquon with that good run at the end, that crazy leap that Skip Bayless says that, he didn't need the leap. He broke the rushing touchdown for a rookie for Giants history. Why walk it in, Spice it up a little bit, do something that haven't seen, so... Disappointing season, 6-10. It's not what you wanted. You came into the season with high hopes, maybe a complete bounce back. But from 3-13 to 6 wins, you doubled your win total. Future's looking bright. See what they do there with Eli in the future. The only way I don't see him as a starter is if Haskins is drafted.
I think you gotta look for a quarterback, whether it be Hopkins or there's a couple free agents in the NFL that are at quarterback. But I think Eli should consider retiring.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, would it be weird if he decided waited until after a draft to decide if he's gonna retire or not?
I think if he will, he'll do it before the draft.
Yeah. Well, what free agent, besides Nick Foles, is a better quarterback than Eli that's coming?
What'd you say?
What quarterback, besides Nick Foles? And Nick Foles, he's not I feel like he's not a full season good quarterback. It just, when it comes down to it, I think he's the quarterback you want.
Yeah, there's no one better than him out there. I mean, maybe Joe Flacco, but why would you want Joe Flacco? He's not the same guy.
With the protection the Giants have, he'll be the same thing as Eli, honestly.
Yeah. I think if you're going to get a free agent, it has to be Nick Foles, because he probably can't stay in Philadelphia with the contract they have with Carson Wentz. So I think he'd be the best pick, and I could see him in a Giants uniform. Really?
You think so?
Yeah. I see him.
Would it be a good move for the Giants? That's the question.
I think it would be a great move. He got the Eagles into he didn't get them he won them a Super Bowl last year. He got them into the playoffs this year.
That's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, he's got really good downfield accuracy, and that'd be big with Beckham.
He's just clutch.
Yeah. I mean, if they get the protection, that's just Beckham. He'll burn anybody. If he runs a streak, they're not gonna be able to hold him forever. But so the Giants just got to get that protection. I really think trading Snacks was a bad move. I don't know if they would have made the playoffs, but I think they could have gone 8-8 if they held on to him.
Yeah, but I mean, 8-8 wouldn't have got you guys to the playoffs, so there's really no point in keeping them.
That's true. I mean, would have made you feel good, but no, still wouldn't have gotten in. Or we would not have made the playoffs. So what about your Gang Green? Finally fired the bald man, huh?
Todd Bowles, he gone. I think Todd Bowles, very nice guy. I think he's a top-notch human being. I really do. But I think he's just an awful head football coach. I don't understand. He's a defensive guy, and just somehow those guys just happen to be open every play. And it's about time we ways with Todd Bowles, and we got to get an offensive guy in there to help out Sam Darnold, McCarthy,
Marvin Lewis,
love him, Jamal Adams. He won't. Jamal Adams wants Kingsbury apparently, which I'd love to have that too. There's so many guys out there who we could get, and I'm excited to see who we come out with.
What about
the Jets season?
Dolphins?
Obviously, what's good. Oh yeah, I mean. He's a quarterback guy. He coached Peyton Manning. He knows what he's doing. Definitely better than Todd Bowles,
Yeah.
But yeah, Sam Darnold, I thought he had a great rookie season considering everything that was going on with his injuries, with the Jets just sucking, everyone around him just not performing. So I think his season was good. He showed so many flashes that he could be great.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be a really good quarterback for years to come.
Yeah, he's going to be a good quarterback. I think he's just got to focus on staying healthy. I think that's probably the only thing to worry about right now is just that he stays healthy. But playing-wise, I don't think there's anything to worry about.
Yeah, I think we're in good shape, I think. We don't really have anything right now. I'm not saying next year we're going to be great, but I think we're in really good shape for the future with Sam Darnold at quarterback. Because he could make plays.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Giants are the same way. Like maybe not next year, but I think they're a quarterback away from being the best team in the NFC East because we know how weak that division is.
Yeah.
So Saquon, is he your rookie of the year?
Oh yeah, he's got to be.
He's got to be. I mean, no disrespect to Baker Mayfield, but I just think Saquon had a better season, just offensive-wise. He was the best player in the draft who had this season, maybe not overall. So I still think the Giants made the right choice because Sam would have gotten hurt with the Giants, too, with that offensive line, probably worse than the Jets. So I think it's the right choice. I don't know. I just don't think Darnold would work with the Giants system. So I think it was the right choice. He had 2,000 yards from scrimmage more than all these touchdowns. He showed elusiveness, agility, because without the offensive line, so easy to get hurt. And the way he succeeded and he's a leader. He's probably the most mature guy on that team besides Eli.
Yeah, he's definitely mature. He does not look like he's a rookie, by his size, the way he runs, and by how he is on the sidelines and off the field. He's so mature, and he's going to be a great player for a long time. And just the way he runs, it's incredible to watch. It's fascinating. And he's definitely shoo-in for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and he can just break so many tackles, and I think one day you're definitely going to see a Marshawn Lynch-like run from him.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And that'll just be exciting to watch. So, what games would you like to get into? The Browns or Ravens game? That was exciting.
That was exciting, but Lamar Jackson is showing that he could play. I thought he would have been figured out by now, but he could play. Baker Mayfield had a really good game too. He had that great fake pitch that looked awesome. He's so innovative, Baker Mayfield. I think we're gonna see a lot more stuff like that. Both those two young quarterbacks, they're looking like they're gonna be really good too. But do you think that the Steelers definitely had a failure year, don't you think?
Oh, failure of a year, and really failure of taking care of their players. This over the past 5 years, Martavis Bryant, he was an elite receiver. Looks like AP. We'll get into that in a little while, probably at the end. Le'Veon Bell, you're going to lose him because you didn't want to pay him, and I think he deserves to be paid. I mean, he's pretty important. I think if they had him, I know they blew some leads, but I think they would have made the playoffs. They wouldn't have fumbled in certain situations. I mean, it's just, I don't know, what the players, they just can't control them. They just don't listen to the Steelers.
Yeah, they're a mess. I don't know how they're bringing back Mike Tomlin next year. I don't know how you do that. Like you said, all the really good players that they have, and how could they not have won a Super Bowl? They had all that talent, and Big Ben. You gotta blame him too, because he seems like a guy that guys really don't get along with either. Like going back to the offensive coordinator Todd Haley. So I mean, maybe he's a problem too.
Yeah, possibly. Or it can kind of be a situation that AB's freaking out at Tomlin and Ben just doesn't say anything at all. That could be that as well, that he's just not much of a voice. He doesn't really care. I think maybe that's more where AB and him clash heads. I don't think they hate each other. I think him and Tomlin have the bigger dispute.
Yeah, they have all those veterans that played in such big games. Head coach who's won a Super Bowl, and it seems like the most mature guy on that locker room is Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, and he was just a teenager when he came into the league, so That's pretty insane. Yeah. But AB, I understand, like, he might be upset, but I don't know. We've seen him freak out about not getting the ball, being up 17-0. We've seen him on Facebook Live, and he didn't really mean to expose Mike Tomlin. He was just so into himself that after winning the playoff game that he didn't even realize that Tomlin was cursing out the Patriots and all. So I think he's a little selfish, AB. Not as
yeah.
I think Le'Veon was more for his family.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that team, they have a lot of egos, and I don't know. Next year, they're losing most likely Bell, and we don't know about Brown. I think they're going to trade him. You know. Where
do you think is the most likely landing spot for him?
Oh, I'd love to say the Jets, but right now it could be anybody. And every team would want a player like that, and hopefully the Jets get him. But I've been hearing a lot of rumors. Jamal Adams definitely wants him. He's been out recruiting guys.
Yeah, I don't know what Odell's waiting for, man. Like, I know him and AB are bros. Like, put out a Facebook post. Could you imagine that receiving duo?
I know, but there's only one ball, and those are two big egos, no?
I mean, Odell, he cares more about winning than getting the ball. I think that's when he's a mess. When the Giants win, he's not, like, a problem. When they lose, which has been most of his career, he's been a problem. Like, AB, I've seen him freak out in a 17-0 game. So, I could see AB kind of sparking and being the problem there, but because they definitely would if they had them.
Yeah, aside from Bell, it's mostly these receivers who are like always causing problems, and it's I mean, it's a hard possession because at quarterback, you're always going to get the ball. At running back, you're always going to get the ball. But receiver, you got to do your job to get open, and it's a hard position. And so I guess that's probably why there's usually so much drama with them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's big divas for receivers like OBJ. He got AB. I mean, Julio. I mean, I think that really puts him at number one receiving. Just like how he carries himself, because that is a problem. Like, it does, the distraction is a problem for the team, and it hurts the team. So, I mean, who else? I mean, Hopkins. I mean, he's not that bad, but he has his moments where he fights with teammates and such.
Yeah, well, every team has guys who start problems. But it's definitely up to the coach to really keep those egos in check. And I think if you're a coach who just has the locker room and everybody has to have the mindset of winning, that's how you win championships in the NFL. That's why there's no drama. You never hear any drama in the Patriots locker room. And as much as I hate them, you got to respect that how Belichick has everything under control. And as soon as Josh Gordon was slipping up, they said, "All right, you're gone."
Yeah, exactly. That's true. I mean, right when they knew, so they cut him. I didn't hear that they cut him, or he was just gone from the NFL.
Yeah, he was just. But yeah, you know what I mean. Even if they found out on their own, he would have been gone.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, exactly. If you're a problem, Belichick, he says, "No, you're gone right away."
Yeah.
So, wild card weekend. It's what we've been waiting for. Finally, NFL playoffs. On Saturday, we got the Colts against the Texans. And then we got the Seahawks against those Dallas Cowboys. What do you have for that first game?
The Texans and Indianapolis Colts. At the beginning of the year, I would have said that none of these teams are making the playoffs. The Colts started off 1-5, and the Texans started off 0-3, and they've just been so hot ever since. Both teams are really good. Both offenses are clicking right now. I want to see the Colts win because I'm a huge Andrew Luck fan, but I think the Texans are going to come up on top with their stellar defense, and they could just move the ball on any team. It's a kind of a loss for them losing Thomas. They're not going to have him, but I think they still have enough weapons to pull out a win.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I'm taking the Texans in this game. I think their explosive offense with Deshaun Watson being hyped up for his first ever playoff game is going to be a lot for that Colts defense to handle. And I think Luck, coming off the injury, I think J.J. Watt and Clowney, they're going to be pumped up to get through the line and get to Luck, and I think he's not going to want to take those hits. He's going to get rid of him. I think it's going to cause a few turnovers.
Yeah. And we got the Seahawks and the Cowboys. You wanna throw some jabs at the Cowboys?
Oh, I mean, not being biased, but I think Russell's just going to go in there and just make the Cowboys look absolutely miserable. He's just going to tire them out. And no, being realistic, I think it's going to be a really close game. Probably 3 points or so. I think the Seahawks defense, with the Legion of Boone gone, they're still not bad. They're still pretty good. They're clicking. I think Pete Carroll has regained that locker room. And I think it's going to be a close game. I'm picking the Seahawks because I hate the Cowboys, but I think it's going to be a nail-biter and can go either way, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm the Seahawks. Pete Carroll has got that locker room back. There's another team that I thought wouldn't have made the playoffs. Russell Wilson, he's just a different animal in the playoffs, too. He's running around, scrambling, finds plays. Seems like someone's always going to be open. Receivers always make great catches for him. It's going to be a good game, but the Seahawks are going to come out on top.
Yep, I think so. I think Russell Wilson is the only chance of anyone beating Drew Brees in the NFC. I think he's the only person who can go into the Superdome and win.
Yeah, most likely.
All right, so Sunday we're going to have the Chargers and the Ravens to have their rematch, and then the Eagles at the Bears. Is Big Dick Nick playing? He's playing.
Yeah. He's going to be good to go.
All right, that's good because you know what he can do in the playoffs. So let's start off with the Chargers and Ravens. That one's tough. The Ravens took the first one, right?
Yeah, they beat them this year.
Yeah, that was only a few weeks ago. I think the Chargers are going to get the edge in this one. I just think Phillip Rivers, he can't go first round now. I mean, he's just been there back in so many different times. I know how dangerous the Ravens have been, but I just don't think that just keep running and running and running. I don't think it's going to hold the whole game, and I think Rivers is going to have a humongous game.
Yeah. This is going to be a really close game. The Reds' defense is really, really, really good. Phillip Rivers still moving the ball down the field. It's going to be a really close game. I think the only reason why I think the Chargers are going to win because they have that experience with Phillip Rivers. I know he's really never won the big game, but I think he has just so much more experience over Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to have himself a nice game. He's going to get some good yards running the ball, dunking it downfield a little bit. But I think the Chargers are going to win just due to experience. And Chargers defense has been playing a little better. I mean, they're not that great at all, their defense. But I think if they make a couple big stops, the Chargers are definitely going to win the game.
Yeah, for sure. Is this Terrell Suggs' last game as Raven if they lose?
No. I think he'll still be their head coach.
The head coach? I said Terrell Suggs.
You cut off for a second, so I the last thing you said will still be there. So I was just assuming you were talking about Harbaugh.
No. This is the end of his contract, and he says he's not going to retire.
He's old. He's been around for a while. I don't know if he thinks he can still play. I mean, who's going to stop him? You know?
Yeah, no. I signed him in Madden when he became a free agent, and he did pretty good for me. So I think the Giants should go for it if he's available. Rebuild that defensive line and get back at him. So, all right, Eagles and the Bears. This is so tough, man. I don't know. I just feel like Nick, he just has that magic in the playoffs and is just going to put up monster numbers. But that Bears defense is pretty incredible and could just easily just make Foles look terrible.
Yeah. You got Nick Foles, great in the playoffs. Clutchest quarterback in the NFL. But I think that Bears defense, they're going to a victory. I think Trubisky's going to have a good game.
He's the key. It all matters how Trubisky does. And that's their whole playoff run.
Trubisky and that running game. They have a really good running game. That great defense. This is classic Bears football. That's how Dicka won the Super Bowl with a great defense and a good running game.
And they're going back towards
and I
that
think
way.
that's what the Bears are going to have to do if they want a chance to win it.
Yeah, if they want a chance to win, they're gonna have to get some turnovers. They're gonna just keep playing their good defense. They have an incredible defense, and they're gonna if they keep that intact, they're gonna be scary. I don't think they're gonna do a Gruden and just trade away all their players this after one bad season. But
No.
I'm just saying that because they have Mac. But so all right, who's the MVP?
Patrick Mahomes.
Patty Mahomes, indeed. Yep.
Maybe Drew Brees for like a pity vote because he's never won one, and like Patrick Mahomes is definitely going to win a couple more. So maybe they'll think that way, but I doubt it. I think Patrick Mahomes definitely deserves MVP.
Yeah, for sure. I think Mahomes deserves it. This is his first full season playing the quarterback position, over 5,000 yards, 50 touchdown passes, only 3 players. He is the third player in NFL history to do that, joining Peyton and Tom. So he's off to a great start, and I think he's going to be up there in numbers not in a few years, probably like a decade or so. He's going to be heading up towards one of the all-time greats. I really think Patrick Mahomes has that potential.
Yeah, and it's crazy because he's basically a rookie. He played one game last year, and he's just come out just slinging the ball. And what he does is it's incredible. He looks like better than Brett Favre ever was. Well, I mean, he looks so good. I think he's a great career.
It's debatable. It's not out of the blue. He's young. He can scramble. If he keeps it going, he'll be better than him. Brett Favre never threw for 50 in a year. So you want to do this Super Bowl matchup prediction real quick?
I'm going to go with Chargers versus the Bears.
Ooh, that is bold. I'm going to do 1-1. I'm going to go Saints and Chiefs. I think Patrick Mahomes, he's getting a lot of chip on his shoulder just with the Chiefs always being one and out, he's not clutch. I think he is pretty clutch. Remember that game when it was 4th down? And he throws across his body against the Ravens, and he won that game in overtime. I think that is what we're going to see from him in a tight situation. And if New England comes in and ends up winning that game against Houston, if they would win, I think the Chiefs are going to be out there for revenge, and I think they're not going to get knocked off at home.
Yeah, that's going to be. If we see it, that'll be a great matchup to watch.
Yeah, for sure. So that's going to conclude the NFL. So we're going to move on to the little tiny boring MLB offseason moves. No Harper, no Machado sign. We got Nelson Cruz that signed to a 1-year, $14 million deal. That's a really good move, I think. I think it's going to help Miguel Sano really appreciate being an MLB player.
Yeah, Nelson Cruz, he's still got power in his bat. Definitely older, but he's still got a lot of power. And
37 home runs last year.
Yeah, that's a big signing for the Twins. I don't think this makes him a playoff contender, though.
No, it doesn't make him a playoff contender. I definitely think it not closes the gap, but they're still pretty good. I don't know if their starters put it together, they still can be pretty good. You don't know how the Indians will be, although they're not going to trade Bauer or Kluber this offseason. I'll tell you that. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know what that was, just to see what they could get. I think that's the only reason they said that. I'd be shocked if either of them were dealed, especially Kluber.
Yeah, the Indians still have a really good pitching staff. And, that division, I think they're still going to run away with it.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see what the White Sox do. If their players can perform like they've been the potential has said, they could be a really good team. So we'll see if the White Sox can make things interesting. I think they could be a second-place team if they put it together. It's a bold prediction.
The only way that the White Sox would win that division is if they get Harper, or
Machado. They need both of them to win that division.
Yeah.
All right, so the Nats, this is a little bit, I think this is a pretty good depth move. Anibal Sanchez, I know he was really good back in his days with the Marlins in the early 2010s. But I think it's a good move. I think it really just makes their pitching staff, like any guy can go out there and have a good night, and it's going to be hard to score off these guys.
Yeah, they had a good veteran, still showing that he could pitch. Had a great year last year. It's a good signing. Not really going to set the world on fire, though. And it's good for the Nationals to have.
Yeah, no, I think their pitching. So I think the Nats are definitely going to have even though they didn't have that bad of a year, I think they're going to have a bounce back year, and I think they're definitely going to be competing for first with somebody. I think that even without Harper, I think they're going to have a good year.
The Los Angeles Angels made some moves, signing Jonathan Lucroy to a 1-year deal, and former Mets right-hand Matt Harvey.
Matt Harvey, I mean, who knows? I hope the best for Matt. I mean, it's just sad. He was just on top of the world until that he gave that up in the 9th and 2015 World Series. I mean, you got to feel bad for the guy, so we can hope that Matt Harvey gets it back going, but nothing really to talk about with Harvey. But Lucroy, I think that is a really big move.
Yeah, it's definitely that puts them. They're going to be competing. Really, they need to make the playoffs. Like, they have Trout, they have Ohtani. This is the year that they have to make the playoffs. They got the world has to know about Mike Trout. He needs to be playing on a big stage, and he needs to be doing damage.
Yeah, no, that's true. Trout, he needs to be known. Like, baseball fans cannot be the only one who know about Mike Trout. Like, he needs to be on the big stage like LeBron James and Tom Brady are. Like, he deserves it.
Yeah, he's in my opinion, he's the best baseball player to ever play.
Yeah, he's on his way. I can't just say that because you just never know with injuries, but if he continues this and plays till he is 40 years old, he will be the best player of all time because he'll end up with like 650, 700 home runs. He'd have like a lifetime average of 330. He'd have like 3,700 hits. Probably 2,000 RBIs and maybe even 500 steals. That'd just be incredible, and I really hope the best that it happens because I love watching Trout play.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player. And finally, wrapping it up in the American League West, the A's re-signed Mike Fiers for 2 years, and maybe he'll continue to throw at Giancarlo when they play each other this year.
Yeah, well, I can guarantee you, if he throws at Giancarlo again, there's going to be, I don't know if it's Giancarlo's going to come or CeCe's going to come all out and run out and like deck Fiers, because you know CeCe protects his teammates, and I think that's really why they brought CeCe back. But not getting into CeCe, that's off topic. I don't know, I'd love to see it, because I love seeing Giancarlo pissed off. It's fun to see, and he does really well after he hits best when he's pissed off. Like when he's pissed off, when Fiers threw at him, he got so pissed off and he went out and just murdered that next at bat home run.
Yeah, it wouldn't be wise to throw at the Yankees with all their large human beings they have,
especially if they get Machado.
Yeah,
because he'll curse out. He'll
throw his bat. He'll throw his bat at somebody.
Well, yeah, he said, I could go out and I could just start swinging my bat, but then I get suspended for a year. I was watching this old thing that's starting to get off topic, but I think the audience would find this funny. Stephen A. Smith that said that pitchers should be arrested if they throw at a hitter's head.
That's ridiculous.
I know. So a warning shot, my man Gardy gets hit and Judge gets hit in the arm. So we do a little warning shot to Betts. So do you think Sevy should have been arrested for that, Cross?
Yeah. That's a criminal move. He has a weapon in his hand and he threw it like almost 100 miles per hour. He could have really hurt Mookie.
I mean, we all know that if he wanted to hit him, he would have. But, it is blasphemous. No, let me stop.
just buzzing the tower.
Just buzzing the old dome. We all do it. Some guys get pissed off more than others, but D-Rob is heading to Philadelphia on a 2-year deal with $23 million guaranteed. How are you going to turn that down? Houdini, thank you for your 2 stints in the Bronx, bringing that world title to us in 2009. Your great wild card game, even though you destroyed Gary Sanchez's jewels. I mean, why would you throw him that breaking ball? You know he has troubles with those in the cross-ups. Love you, Gary, but we know it's true. But David Robertson was clutch as they come. He's gonna really probably make you hate him midway through the season because you'll have the bases loaded, nobody out in the ninth, probably down by one, and he'll just strikeout. He's a clutch pitcher, and I don't know if I heard the Phillies might be interested in Kimbrel. So if they get him, they've got a really good bullpen coming up.
Yeah, Robinson, really good reliever, very clutch. Really wanted him for the Mets, and hopefully he's not too much of a pain for the Mets going up against the Mets now. But yeah, really good signing for the Phillies. They're looking strong. They're definitely a better team than they were last year.
They're pretty good until the end.
Yeah. But they still need like one more guy to get them over the hump.
Yeah, for sure, and we know who one of those guys are. It's got to be Harper, Machado. Harper, he met with them, or is he meeting, or did he already meet with them?
He already met with them. What do you think they're offering? What do you think they're going to throw at him?
I heard 10 years they're willing to do.
Jeez. Harper and Machado, they're going to be rich men.
They're going to be rich
no matter
men.
Where they go.
Hopefully one of them with the Yankees. I'd love this for one. I don't know. I don't see if there's any room for Harper, but you never know. I mean, I don't know. It just makes more sense with Machado, especially with Didi being out, which is they need to do something about that because I don't think they're that far.
Wait. The Yankees, they got True Tulowitzki.
Yo, how's he going to make it? Is he going to make it through spring training? I mean, it's a good signing just because for a depth move. If he does come back, he'll be good, but he's not.
Yeah, it's a good signing. It's a good signing for depth. I think the Yankees are going to get Machado still, even though they haven't. We thought it would have been done by now. But I think the Yankees are still going to get him.
I'm a little worried. I heard January 3rd was the day. I also heard during January 7th. If I don't hear anything by January 7th, my confidence is just, I don't know where he's going to go. Because I've heard he doesn't want to go to Philly. But I don't know. You hear he wants to go there, and he's leaning towards the White Sox. And I don't know, some guy on Twitter named Dan Clark says that. And he's like got a bunch of followers. He's been like a source for a year. He says if Machado doesn't sign there, he's going to delete his Twitter.
I think the Yankees are gonna get him. But Tulo, it's not bad. He's just there for depth. Maybe he could still hit. He didn't play at all last year. So it's not an awful move. A lot of Yankee fans are acting like it's the end of the world because they think they're not going to get Machado. But I still think Machado will be in pinstripes.
Yeah, let's hope so. Will he leave money on the table to play with the Yankees?
I think he will because he really seems like he doesn't want to play in Philly, and they're offering him the most. So I think it's either down to Chicago or the Yankees, and I think he'll pick the Yankees.
Yeah, let's hope so because I don't know. It's just that's what happened with Robbie Cano. The Yankees offered him, I think, a bigger annual, but the Mariners offered him the more in the end. So I just hope that he doesn't go that route and choose the Phillies or the White Sox.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, let's hope by next episode he decides. I mean, I was hoping he was going to decide today. Like, I thought today was going to be a great day, but nope, nothing. Just David Robertson going to the Phillies.
Yeah, well, that's about it, right?
Yeah, that's about it. So, next episode, we're going to recap the wild card round. We're going to make our predictions for the divisional round. I know me and you will be both going against the Patriots, right?
Of course.
You know, and then we'll either be proven wrong or we'll be the most anti-Boston. Well, I'm the most anti-Boston. I think he just hates the Patriots, but
yeah, just hate the Patriots.
I mean, you know, the Red Sox. I mean, who was the better 108-win team though? The 86 Mets or the 18 Red Sox?
You can't compare different. You can't compare different eras, you know.
Oh, I can't. I think the 04 team was better than the 18 team. Better league back then. Better league.
Okay, yeah, better league. I'll give you that.
Oh, the Orioles. I know we're getting off topic, but they're going to be worse. I think they might be up there with the worst season of all time.
Yeah, it's the Mets with the worst season of all time with only 40 wins in their first
Tigers almost tied it in 03, but
Yeah, I cannot see the O's winning more than 40 games.
yeah, I mean, we'll probably win half of them against the Yankees because we can never put them away. But all right, guys, thank you for listening, y'all, and subscribe. Twitter at 2 Sides of NY, Cross at Metsman.